The past couple of weeks has seen the media in a frenzy over famous singer Shakira as she used her latest song to take a dig at former partner and famous Spanish footballer Gerard Pique. And everyone is going crazy on TikTok about this.
Lover, his girlfriend, like a little forbidden fruit, you know? I want to keep him on his toes. I want him to think that anything's possible depending on behavior.
Let's talk about what happened and why we see another girl getting pissed off for a man going his own way. Welcome to Manfulness. The past couple of weeks has seen the media in a frenzy over famous singer Shakira as she used her latest song to take a dig at former partner and famous Spanish footballer Gerard Pique. Here's what happened. Shakira and Pique first bonded in 2010 while filming the music video for the World Cup song Waka Waka, this time for Africa, and they subsequently began dating in 2011. Later, the couple settled in Spain and gave birth to two sons. Milan was born in 2013, and Sasha was born in 2015. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez co-headlined the Super Bowl halftime show at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, in February 2020. This performance was undoubtedly Shakira's highest-profile performance to date. But Pique, who missed the event since Barcelona was playing Levante that night, did tell 60 Minutes before the performance that he was hoping for something extraordinary from his then-partner. Since the COVID-19 epidemic struck the month after the Super Bowl performance, it still stands as Shakira's most recent significant live performance. Shakira and Pique made their separation announcement in June 2022. In a joint statement issued last summer, the pair stated, "We regret to confirm that we are separating. We ask for respect for our privacy because the safety of our children is our first priority. Thank you for your patience." After winning the Champions League with Manchester United one time and Barcelona three times, as well as the World Cup and Euro 2012 with Spain, Pique announced his retirement from football in November 2022. Shakira gave the first hint that something was cooking late in the first week of January this year when planes were seen flying over Mar del Plata and Miami with a message that suggested a January 11th release date and the lines, "A she-wolf like me, it's not for men like you." Yes, she called herself a she-wolf. On January 11th, Shakira sang her fresh new track on YouTube with lyrics such as, "So much talk of being a champion, and when I needed you, you gave me the worst version of you," with each sharp jab directed at the camera. Another line was, "You're with someone just like you because I'm out of your league." It was clear who Shakira was addressing, with various outlets and observers noting that Pique had recently begun a relationship with Clara Chia, a 23-year-old woman. And the lyrics in Shakira's song went on to say, "I'm worth two 22-year-olds, you traded a Ferrari for a Twingo, and swapped a Rolex for a Casio." Consequently, the song drew a lot of attention right away, garnering 63.5 million views in 24 hours on YouTube, making it the most-watched new Latin music video in its entire history. Now, this is basically Shakira's side of the story. Guys, if you see this from a MGTOW angle, this is just an older woman who couldn't handle herself with a successful guy, gets separated, and then rants about it to the whole world how she's the she-wolf, and how he is being a loser for dating a 23-year-old girl. I mean, it's pretty evident what was happening here. Shakira thought she was the queen of the world when she was with a world-famous footballer and who was also 10 years younger than him. Yes, that's right. Pique is 10 years younger than Shakira. She must have thought she had won it all with him. Little did she know, soon enough he'd realize that behind the fame and the singing, he had actually made a horrible decision to be with a woman who was way past her prime and did not have the same look she had when she was in her 20s. So, what has Pique been up to since the separation? Following his retirement from football, Pique has dedicated his time to the Kings League, a seven-a-side tournament co-founded by Pique and popular Spanish streamer Llanos that is regularly streamed on Twitch. During one of these streams on Saturday, January 14th, Pique joked that he had a big announcement to make. "Casio has given us watches," he said, clearly referring to Shakira's "You traded a Rolex for a Casio" line. The Kings League and Casio have reached an agreement. I'm not kidding. Sergio Aguero, a former Manchester City and Argentina striker, was the only streamer willing to mention Shakira's song as the reason for the endorsement, eliciting laughter from those in the studio. Pique was later seen arriving at an event in, of all things, a Renault Twingo. So, what do you guys make of this saga, and this new turn of events in the first month of 2023? Let us know in the comments, and while you do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more manfulness. I've seen this happen so many times in my life. And it's always the same sort of story, with just different characters. An older successful woman meets a younger guy. They hit it off. It makes the older woman validated because she thinks she's the hot stuff even at her age for her to score an attractive young man who is also doing great for his age. The attractive young man is in his prime and thinks he's scored a cougar who's going to be exciting to be with and just might be a bit more mature than the girls his own age. As time passes, they both realize something's not right. The older woman feels the guy isn't willing to settle down as she does. He has other interests in life that he wants to pursue. He has more energy than her to travel the world. He wants more intimacy than she can perhaps offer. That's obvious because the guy is in his prime. And the guy feels the older woman isn't as reciprocating in bed as she was at the start of the relationship when they had sparks flying between them. And now when the monotony of daily life hit them, she reveals her true nature and the consequences of her being a lot older than him. She now needs someone to look after her, which he can't do because he has a promising life. Naturally, the guy starts eyeing younger women who are more feminine, more agreeable, more in touch with their feminine side, and more supportive and obedient to him. She isn't. She fights with him, creates problems out of thin air, is vengeful, and probably going through a phase where she realizes that she's beyond her biological clock. As I said, same story, but different characters. And this time, the characters are both famous and known almost all around the world. Now, we have a woman who is vengeful and probably still thinking about the guy and how good he was. This is why in her song, she mentions that I'm worth two of 22-year-olds, obviously referring to the 23-year-old girl Pique is now dating. I'm just thinking how vengeful and vindictive Shakira must have felt to actually write this down in her song and literally and publicly target Pique. She also sings a lot of exercises, but work the brain a little too, referring to Pique's career and profession as a football player, which requires players to be incredibly physically fit, needing constant training. There are a couple of things that are quite clear from this episode between them, and the fact that Pique is now dating a 22-year-old. Successful women who chase their careers up to their 40s and then expect to find love and settle down with a successful guy really don't realize the true laws of nature, which have created separate roles for men and women at certain ages. These women believe that after they've achieved their success, they will still have those nice guys who used to really like them in their 20s around them somewhere, and that they can settle down with those guys. However, those nice guys went on to become CEOs, political leaders, government officers, army men, and media moguls. Those guys now live their own lives with their beautiful and feminine young wives and do not care for older women. So, what choice do the women have now? Some young guys who want to have fun, and other unfortunate guys who don't know what they're getting into. I believe Pique went into it without considering the massive age factor and the future outlook of the relationship. Shakira went into it for the sparks that flew between them and didn't realize that a serious long-term commitment really isn't just about passion and sparks. It's a lot of constant hard work and requires both to think about the future as well. I believe Pique had the last laugh in this, and Shakira only proved that she couldn't keep up with him and the fact that he realized the true nature of women during the relationship. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Please like and subscribe for more manfulness.